Welcome, guys, to my recommendations for books to read in 2026. Number one comes in strong. This book, I cannot tell you how much I love The Light We Carry by the authentic Michelle Obama. If you know me, if you are friends with me, if you've been following me for a very long time, you know I idolize Michelle Obama. I love her to bits and pieces of everything in me because I personally feel like I connect with her like a lawyer and all that, and I want to be a lawyer as well. And so I connect with her a real deal. And so I really, really love this book because it made me see the part of Michelle Obama that you don't get to see on your screens. She put out how vulnerable she was. She put out how the number of questions she asks herself. Are some of the questions that I asked myself, and it was really good to really to feel like, oh, okay, she gets it. Like when I was reading this book, all I kept on saying was that, oh my gosh, she gets it. So there's a part of the book that she highlighted. Let me get to it. That she highlighted something that I really, really love, and she started. But keep in mind that I too lie in my bed at night sometimes wondering whether I am good enough. The former First Lady of the United States lies in bed sometimes thinking whether she's good enough, like a lawyer, a mother. I mean, I lie in bed thinking whether I'm good enough sometimes, and I'm sure you do too. So reading this was chef's kiss to me. And she says, I can tell you that doubt, uncertainty, and unfairness live in those places too. In fact, they flourish. The point is, there's no formula. There's no wizard behind the curtains to come and help us. So I really, really love the book. Let me highlight another thing that I loved from this book that I think is very important that you can also read. And when I was marking it out, I thought of like it was the power of the light she carries and the power of the light you can carry. And which is a quick one, and I'm going to read to you verbatim. And it says, if you're a young person reading this, please remember to be patient with yourself. You are at the beginning of a long and interesting journey, one that will not be comfortable. You will spend years gathering data about who you are, how you operate, and only slowly would you find your way toward more certainty and a stronger source of sense of self. Only gradually would you begin to discover and use your own light. I have learned it's okay to recognize that self-worth comes wrapped in vulnerability, and that we share as humans on this earth is the impulse to thrive for better. Always and no matter what, we become bold in brightness. If you know your light, you know yourself. You know your own story in an honest way. In my experience, this type of self knowledge builds confidence, which in turn breeds calmness and an ability to maintain perspective, which leads finally to being able to connect meaningfully with others. And this to me is the bedrock of all things. One light feeds another. One strong family lends strength to more. One engaged community can ignite those around it. This is the power of the light we carry. My goodness, like what could articulate whatever troubles we can go through, whatever storms we go through, whatever vision we see ourselves in more than this? And in this book, I learned some powerful, powerful lessons, like when she says, when they go low, we go high. And it's something that I've used personally for a very long time. What does it mean? In this book, she breaks it down. What does it mean to go high when people go low? What does it mean to be thrown to the gutters so many times that you have to stand tall? She articulates this perfectly in her book, where she says that, you know what? She realized that she couldn't win as a black woman. She realized that no matter how many times she came to talk about everything that was going on, there were just people that were going to project their insecurities on her. But does it mean she should shrink herself because of that? No. she decided to go high when everybody went low. And she said that it felt impossible to do that for so many years. But she recognized that it was important for her to go high. And to tell the truth, to do your best by others, keep perspective, and stay tough. That basically is the recipe for getting by. So grab this book, read it, and let your light shine brighter than anything that will come your way. So Michelle Obama, The Light We Carry, grab yours and read. My second book for the year for you to read is definitely Atomic Habits by James Clear. I personally love this book because, bad habits or habits in general are very difficult to build, and they are very difficult to break as well. So if you have a good habit and you build it over time, it's very difficult for you to break it off. And if you have a bad habit you've built over time, trust me, it's so difficult to get it into to get yourself into a good habit, right? If you are always eating junk food, you realize that you always go for junk food rather than eating healthy, which is supposed to be good for you. But well, I really love this book because it really allowed me to break down certain core things. It talks about how you can build small habits, why we have small habits in the first place. It helps you go into your cognitive skills, your cognitive mindset as well, to understand yourself as much as possible, the fundamentals of bad habits and how to create habits. And then it gives you a breakdown of how to create a good habit, right? So how to create a good habit here, number one is to make it obvious. If you want to create a good habit, he says that you need to write your current habits down and be aware of it, and then say that I want to change this particular bad habit to do this. You have to do habit stacking, which is like a progressive or a way of always doing a good habit. So your current habit, and you want to do it in a good way. More on when you read the book. It helps you also design your environment and make sure that you have cues. Your environment actually propels you to do certain things, right? So I noticed that sometimes when you are in a very good environment, like for instance, if you are a prayerful person, or you are a godly person, and you are in the midst of people who are always praying, you realize that you pick up that habit easily because you are always around people who are always praying. If you're somebody who is into drinking alcohol, and you find yourself always with people who drink alcohol, you realize that you build that habit as well. And so if you want to be able to change that habit, you have to remove yourself from that environment that enables that, right? Number two is to make the change of the good habits, make it attractive, right? So you have to develop a culture where your desired behavior is a normal behavior. You have to create a motivational ritual for yourself. Do something you really enjoy, right? Before you do a difficult task, right? Number three is to make it easy. Make it easy for yourself. Reduce the friction. Don't make it too rigid. Some people, when they are making their New Year resolution, they just start strong, go to the gym, cut out carbs, don't drink soda you just cut it out instantly. That makes it very, very difficult. So you need to make it, because you built the habits step by step. So you need to break it down step by step, right? So make it easy on yourself, reduce the friction, reduce the number of steps, make sure you are in the right environment, master the power to choose, to make small choices as well, use the 2-minute rule, and all that. More in the book. The fourth habit is to make it satisfying. So use reinforcement, give yourself instant rewards. If you tell yourself that you're going to be going to the gym 10 times in a week, and you are able to achieve that, maybe you want to buy yourself a nice cheat meal, that's a reward to yourself, right? It's worth everything. Okay, so you want to ace a particular job interview, and when you do that, when your salary comes, you tell yourself, you know what, I want to buy that latest shoe I have been eyeing at Accra Mall, right? So reward yourself and make it satisfying, make it enjoyable to do certain things, so that you can break off the bad habits, right? So, and also use a habit tracker. That really helps. So these are the 4 rules of creating a good habit. It also breaks down how to break a bad habit, make it invincible, make it unattractive, make it difficult, and make it unsatisfying. So just like the opposite of it. So I really love this book. I really love it because it helped me break down certain core habits that I was supposed to do. There's this thing that I wrote, I circled down in the book that says that there's another benefit to implement intentions. Being specific about what you want, how you achieve it helps you say no to things that derail progress, distract your attention, and pull you off course. We often say yes to little requests because we are not clear enough about what we tend to do instead. So when your goals are vague, when you don't know where you are going to, you just say yes to certain things. But immediately you know where you are going to, you are able to create habits that propel you to success. So grab a copy and do read this in 2026.